I'm Mike.
I'm Taylor.
Two friends and a question.
Would you befriend you?
Wow, Taylor.
Would you be friends with Mike?
You got to start deep, don't you?
You want me to answer it and you think about it?
Yeah, I do.
Would I be friends with myself? I would be friends with myself because I can be fun and crazy and make everyone laugh. Believe that or not, these podcasts have gotten so deep, I feel like I'm like the most depressed person on the planet, but I really am not. But would I befriend myself? You know what? I'm just going to say no.
You have a lot of friends, and Beth and I are hopefully among that group because we feel that way with you. So tell me why we would befriend you in a heartbeat. So why wouldn't you befriend yourself?
I think there's things that I love about friendships that people give me that I don't give that back.
Ah, okay. So it would feel one-sided or one way.
Yeah, and I think I can get so overwhelmed with the responsibilities that I have that I tend to neglect friendships because of that.
Okay.
Now, when I was married, we had people over constantly. I loved to entertain and cook dinner because I had help and I wasn't overwhelmed. But now it's like, Mike, by the time I get home from work, it's 7:45 at night and I'm exhausted. I have nothing to give.
You've given it all at work.
Well, and then getting up with Waverly at 5:30, doing breakfast, getting her ready for school, laundry, the house, everything. What about you?
Maybe it's a male-female thing, but I look at friendship less about the fun times and more about fidelity. If I can trust that person and that they would stick with that friendship.
Okay.
So coming at it from that angle, I would say who I am now, I would befriend. Who I was before, I wouldn't.
Can I steal that answer too?
$14.95.
Yeah, you're never going to find a more loyal person. If I love you, you're never going to find a more loyal person. Ever. I can guarantee that about myself. I hang on until you drag me behind a car.
Right. Same here. And I would agree with that in you. And I would ask you again then, would you befriend you for that quality?
Yes.
Okay. Same here.
And I can definitely say that I know that about you, that your loyalty is, Mike, I don't even think it's just to people that you're close to or you're friends with. I've seen your loyalty just to human beings.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess on that vein, I would befriend me, but in the old days, who I was, I wouldn't now because I didn't like who I was then. And I wasn't as loyal because I didn't know who I was. Does that make sense?
Do you still have a close relationship to a lot of the friendships that you've had for years?
The ones that I've had for years, yes. Yes. I have a best friend in Columbus from, I think we've talked about him since 6th grade. Another one from college since whatever year that was.
What do you get out of that friendship that you think you're still friends with them?
Dependability. Trust.
Yeah. And the history?
Yeah. Yeah, the history, yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm the same way. I have friends that I was friends with in school. And then friendships that I had when I was in Nashville. Friendships I had when I was in Tennessee. Now, I don't have a ton of close friends.
I don't either.
Name your close friends. And if you forget someone, just ask for forgiveness.
Okay, ask for forgiveness at the start. Beth is my closest.
That's his wife.
Yep. My wife, Beth. And then Dave from Columbus, 6th grade. Stephen from college, 1985. The one gentleman I work with now, Rob, he and I are getting pretty tight. How long have we been friends, Taylor?
4 years.
Does it feel like much more in a good way?
Well, it does to me.
It does to me, too.
But see, Mike, I have this tendency. I wanted to tell you about this. I have this Okay, I'm going to just totally honest policy. And if he wants, he won't probably ever hear about this. But if he wants to call me and talk about this, here's a total honest policy. So I have Aaron, who I was on the 6th grade tennis team with. I played tennis all through high school. You didn't know that about me.
I did not.
Aaron, who I still talk to. Nan, my friend Nan, who I met in 10th grade, still talk to. My friend Jeff, Uncle Buck, who I was in radio with in Binghamton, still talk to every day. Danielle, obviously, you know Danielle. I have my friend Charity, who's in Tennessee. We don't talk, but I feel like all the time, but I feel like if she called me, we just pick back up. My friend Mary in Colorado. I'm thinking of all the people. I mean, I have a ton. My friend Mark Johnson. So I have people in my life that I thought were my close friends, but haven't heard from them. And sometimes I'm like, do they ever think about me? Like, I thought we were really close friends.
And they haven't communicated in a while.
No. I don't know. When you become a friend in my life, you'll be a friend in my life forever.
Yeah.
Even if you try to not be my friend, I'm going to still be your friend. That's just who I am.
And that's a good way to be because we need more of that in this world.
Yeah.
So it's pretty obvious, at least I would, you would befriend yourself. How about trust yourself? Would you trust yourself? Or do you trust yourself? Sounds like a similar question, but it's different enough. I'd like to hear what you think on that.
Do I trust myself? I don't know. I mean, I trust myself as far as like being loyal.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
You know, it's interesting. I was thinking about this question, and I think that I trust myself in the big ways, honesty, fidelity, you know, sticking to a vow.
Mm-hmm.
But Beth brought home, it was her birthday yesterday. So she brought home a cheesecake that the teachers had made her at school.
Yum.
And I had a few bites, and Kate was watching me, and I said, okay, this is my last bite. So I had one more bite. Well, there was some drizzle that had fallen off, and I went to go get the drizzle. And Kate said, I thought you said you just had your last bite.
Oh, how funny.
And I realized that maybe my trusting myself isn't 100%. Maybe the little stuff is what I fall on. And Jesus said, what you can be trusted in the little things, you can be trusted in big. And here I am focused on the big ones, which is good. But maybe I forget the little ones too. So would I trust myself? In the big ways, yes. In the little ways, no.
That's funny.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you? What if you differentiate between the big and the little things? Is there a difference in your trust level of yourself from the big to the littles, or is it all the same?
I don't know. When I like think of myself as a friend, I think that I'm somebody that wants to try to help someone feel better.
Yes. Right.
Like I want to genuinely help you feel better.
Right.
Am I good at that? Probably not.
I think you are, but go ahead.
But I think friendships get tricky when you're older. And I want more friends and new friends, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I keep saying this, and I probably sound like the most miserable human being. And I promise I'm not. I'm a fun person.
You are.
But I'm exhausted. By the time the weekend gets here, I don't want anyone to come over.
Right. And we talked earlier in the podcast, it may not be just the exhaustion. It might also be the fact that you have changed priorities over these years and you don't seek, you don't have to have your emotions buoyed by entertaining.
Right.
Or by small talk at a bar and grill.
Right.
So in a way.
That's like the last place I want to be.
Yeah. So in a way, it shows spiritual growth.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. All right, Taylor. This is a follow-up to Would You Trust Yourself?
Okay.
Back in high school, we took a religion test.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest caught a kid cheating. And the priest said to him, son, are you more upset that you got caught cheating or that you let yourself cheat? And the kid thought about it for a minute and he said, I guess I'm more upset that I got caught. And the priest said, there's where we need to begin thinking. So let me ask you, which would you be more upset at, that you got caught cheating on tests or that you stooped to cheating?
Obviously that I cheated.
Mm-hmm. That would bother me for days.
Now,
or longer.
Have I cheated on a test? Probably most of my high school career.
So you've been cheating for 20 years. You probably gave answers to others. Is that what it was? You gave the answer?
Yeah, right. Now, when you talk about cheating, like, you know how I feel about cheating.
Right.
It's just the whole, like, just learning to be a truthful human being even when people aren't watching.
Right. Right.
Having that integrity.
Yes.
Back in the day, my grandfather would say, the only thing a man has is his word.
Yes.
But we've lost that type of integrity and character and morals.
Agreed.
100%.
Agreed. And it goes back to that definition of character we've spoken of. It's what you do when nobody's looking.
Right.
And that's huge. And if we can have that as the integrity we live with, then I think I can trust myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to remember about the little things too. Those count as well.
So I am moving. I'm downsizing from a house to an apartment. And I have a small group of friends that I sent this text message to saying, I need help cleaning. I need help in my yard. I need help carrying boxes, moving. I sent it to 6 people. And there was only 2 people. All of them said, yes, I'll help. But there was only 2 people out of that said they would help, that I knew without a doubt their word was true and it would stand and I wouldn't have to wonder, are they really going to show up or not? And that was you and my friend Melissa.
Oh, thanks.
The other ones.
By the way, I can't make it.
the other ones, I love them so much. But they would be the type to do a no-show and not even let me know.
That's not cool.
Right. And so I was thinking yesterday how, like, the only thing that you have is your word, but it's sad you're saying you'll help me, but I don't even believe you.
Right. Right. How about you? If somebody had sent the message to you, I think I know I do know the answer, but I want to hear you say it. Would you be in the group of 2 or the group of 4? The group of 4. Would you? No, you would not.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Mike, yes, I would.
You are loyal.
I'm loyal, but like I can't plan far ahead and I don't know what my days are going to look like.
Well, as long as you're upfront with that, it's okay. I know you would tell them, hey, I plan to be there, but things can happen. I'll keep you posted. And that's fine.
Yeah, and I would text them. I wouldn't do a no-show.
Right. So that's fine.
You cannot rely on Taylor Morgan to help you move. You cannot rely on Taylor Morgan to help you clean your house. You cannot rely on Taylor Morgan to help you with your yard work.
But you can rely on Taylor Morgan when it counts.
I mean, if you want to call me and talk to me about your life and need help, absolutely, I'm on board. You cannot rely on me for money to give you a loan. You cannot rely on me for... Now, if you want to come over to my house and lay on my couch and cry, come on.
But that's what counts, would you not say? Those are the things that make a difference in lives.
I don't know. I mean, the little things like helping someone move, that's a pretty big thing.
Well, that's true. But I would say as long as you're up front saying, hey, my schedule can change, but I plan to be there, that's fine. I don't like the no-shows.
You want to know something funny? My very best friend, Danielle, I sent her that text and her boyfriend, and neither one of them responded.
Did you expect a response?
Yes, and it's fine. I think it's funny, Mike. I mean, it really is. Let me just tell you.
This is serious.
Okay, I have not told you this. You're going to absolutely be like, Taylor.
Well, this is a good podcast. Thank you.
Okay, so let me tell you something.
All right.
The last time I moved, I got really ripped off by the moving company. I mean, I moved from a small 3-bedroom apartment into a house. It should have taken maybe 3 hours at the most. After 9 hours and $2,100 later, they forgot my washer and dryer. So and they broke my kitchen table. So I called the manager and he was just, well, I said, and they were asking me if I could feed them lunch. So I had a washer and dryer at the apartment. I had no way to get it, no money to get it. This is just 2 years ago. So do you want to know what I did?
What?
I went to a gas station close to Kings Island. And there was men in the gas station. And I said, do you guys know anyone? Do y'all have any friends or a truck or anything? I'll pay you $200 cash to go and get my washer and dryer and bring it to my house. And they did.
Did they really?
Yes. They did it that evening.
Holy cow. There are good people in the world.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the moving company you called for this current move is not the same one.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. That was an awful experience.
Did you fill out a customer comment card?
Yes, I was really mad.
Well, this won't happen this time because we're all showing up.
That's right, Mike Kletzley. And God tells me to walk in abundance, exceedingly more than I could ever imagine is going to happen.
Right.
Maybe I should talk about it on the air and just get all the listeners to come and help.
I'm speechless.
You know what's funny, Mike? You know I would do that. Are you big enough to ask for help?
Well, apparently you are at a gas station.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, are you big enough to ask for help in life, in general?
Like, I need you to explain that.
All
Give me
right.
an example.
You're facing a problem. Let's go at it from different angles. First one, you're facing a problem that you can't solve. And maybe this is like the washer and dryer. You can't solve it alone. Big enough to ask for help? Apparently you are, I would say. What if it's a personal problem, something that's hard to discuss?
I don't really discuss like my personal problems with my close friends. That's a bad thing. Like my friend Jeff, I talk to him every day. Honestly, he has no idea about bad things that happen in my life. He doesn't know that side of me. He just knows the fun, crazy side.
So you're reticent to discuss personal stuff. And you're saying that may not be...
Only with you.
Reticent or open?
Oh, no, I'm open with you about like struggles.
Good.
But I'm not like that with my other friends. Like I don't really ever call Danielle and say, hey, you know, and I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's not a bad thing. You kind of indicated maybe it's not a good thing, but it may not be a bad thing because you're picking your confidants.
What about you?
I have a lot of trouble discussing personal issues or
Even
mental
with Beth?
battles. No, I can do it with Beth, but the things that hold me back from always doing it are embarrassment. Sometimes I'm embarrassed in the sense of I should be doing better with these.
Yes.
And as the man of the house, I should not have to. It's a male thing. It's the old thing about not asking for directions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could, and I do with her.
I get that.
But sometimes it's like, I should be doing better on my own. And that's pride. I got to be careful with that.
Mm.
So I will discuss anything in the world with Beth, but sometimes if I hold back, it's because like, man, I could be doing better. I should be doing better.
And I get that, Mike, as a man. I mean, we put pressure on men, I think.
I think so too.
Like to not admit that you're doing bad.
Plus it involves emotions, and you know, to us, those are anathema anyway.
You think that for yourself?
Yeah.
You don't like expressing emotions?
No.
Ugh, why are men like that?
Because it hurts. There's a book called Iron John, and then he says sometimes men look deep inside, and there's nothing there. You know? I mean, there's some truth to that.
I don't know. Obviously, I don't understand men.
Well,
I'm the last person that anybody should ask me about.
You know why? Because you're complex and we're simple.
I just think this. I think men have to. I'm not even going to go there.
That's another podcast, wouldn't you say?
That's a whole nother podcast.
We'll save that one. So, Taylor, bottom line, we are chosen to befriend ourselves and trust ourselves as best we can.
Right.
But that often comes with personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to think about that piece, too. I'm Mike.
I'm Taylor.
2 friends and a question. 2 friends and a question. 2 friends and a question.